Hello, Vlad here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. Today we are gonna step inside of the Conflagration. It's one of the potentially dangerous areas of the game because you will be running through this ether stuff for stretches of time. And so if you run low on life and you're in the middle, then you're gonna be out of luck. So it will require us to be a bit careful, not stand in it too much, not try to pick fights inside of the ethereal stuff. But going to the other side, it's gonna help the town, and of course if it helps the town, it makes us happy. Mostly because of the loot, not necessarily because of the inherent reward, but wow, those are details, right? So let's go through, and there's gonna be exits on the sides. As long as we keep an eye out for that, we should be fine. We have a number of these ether clusters, which grant us a fair amount of damage absorption. If you combine that with all of our defensive triggered abilities and overcharge or overguard that we can trigger, and of course the health potion that we always have on hand, we have a lot of ways of getting into hairy situations and still making it out successfully. But of course it's
can't do that yet.
Best not to rely on the extreme survival measures if we don't have to. There. So once we have this, we can actually move forward into the Blood Grove. That is going to be the next stage of our journey. Oi, stop shooting at me. So picking a fight in there,
that skill's not ready.
Not the best of the places. But initiating the fight, hitting a couple times and then going back out works rather well. Dominator like this. We're actually standing on the right side here. Yeah, hit and run. It's the name of the game. Okay, one down, let's get out. So, the large amounts of constitution that we have with our character, we're gonna put it to the test here. Okay, and then we get out again before we pick up the loot. Also, doesn't seem to have the ether burning ground that the other location have, even though it looks more or less the same. That's always the tricky bit, judging whether you can or cannot stand on somewhere that looks like it is ether corrupted. But we can get out, that's okay. So, full on health, let's go through. An area like this, you don't want to rush yourself, you just want to keep going at a sustained pace, choose safety, choose caution. Because it's dangerous and it doesn't really matter whether you have a very tanky character or whether you have a glass cannon. Even for the very tanky character, this is still a dangerous area. You can just risk a slightly longer exposure to the ether, but in the end, I don't think there is a character that you can build that will be immune to the ether effect. Let's see. And here it looked like we were standing on the grass still, but we got burned nonetheless. So let's recover. Just relying on our constitution here, and then we get out. Good. Hey! This I have not seen before, but I think it might relate to the Port Valbury side content. Which is not something I plan on doing yet. Simply because doing that with a hardcore character on the lead might not be the best first introduction to a specific bit of game content. Also, it's a relatively new dungeon. I'm not quite sure how the balance works for that one. But I do know going into those roguelike dungeons, as they call them. I still don't understand the name. They are very dangerous, even if you've played them already a couple times. I'm gonna keep that content for Ultimate. Probably once we have defeated the Logorian on Ultimate, or if we manage to defeat him on Ultimate, then we're gonna do all of the challenge dungeons as well. So we're gonna do the challenge dungeons once, and we're gonna do them on the highest difficulty rather than on each of the difficulties. Because that way, basically, once we have defeated the game, then we can start looking for specific trouble that is even more, that is meant as the actual end game of the game. Okay, let's get out again. That's a large crystal. Let's move away from it for a little bit. Can we affect it from here with our force wave? Not really. Okay, cross over to here. And then, hey, hello there, Calamdris. Of Camladris. That's almost the same, but very much different. Okay, so you're a little bit of a scaredy cat. Or should I just say you're rather cautious? Oh, for a spellcaster, I can't blame you. But here, let me back you into a corner. Like that. Boom. Oh, you know what? We don't actually have to go into the dungeon to at least explore the entryway, right? Let's back off a little bit, because I'm intrigued for at least the entry bit. Hey, I've never been there. Might as well just set foot into that general direction. Also nice to see just how expensive it is. I expect 3 dynamite. Yeah, clear it. And then we get some into a little bit of a fight here. Oh. Nice thing about Warcry, it highlights some destructible things in the nearby area. And who knows, there might be some interesting bits and pieces in this general area without actually having to go into the dungeon itself. Let's recuperate a little bit. Come on. Blitz is still the nicest way to get into a fight with just about anything, but especially things that do quite some range damage. Because now if you can close the distance, that of course means you'll be taking less damage while traveling. And Blitz actually does a substantial amount of damage, which is not to be underestimated. Hello. Appears to be an Ether Rift. Wait, Ether Rift. That's something completely different from the kind of rifts we normally go into, isn't it? Because the other rifts are all Chthonic rifts. Okay. Yeah, you get over here, that's better than fighting next to the ether crystal, which is gonna hurt. Knocked him down, because he's not moving. Hello? Mister? Mister? Oh yeah, of course. Scarecrow, they are always inhabited by a spirit. Let's get out of the stuff before we pick up loot. Oi, you. Like that. Come on, pick up the loot. Yes, and then we get out again. So as long as we're not going into something that we can't back out of, might as well try it. Okay. Possibly contradicting what I said earlier. But I thought all the other dungeons always require a key, which is a really clear marking point for where you go in or where you don't go in. You know, that thing about curiosity that killed the cat? I'm kind of feeling like meowing right now. We'll see how this goes. As I say, beyond the death diaries, I know that Port Valbury exists, and something in the back of my mind tells me that someone also left a comment that indicating that the boss fight of Port Valbury is a very bad match for this specific character. Presumably because it's a spellcaster and not a melee. But we'll see. Oh, we're just gonna have a stroll in the Port Valbury outskirts, you know, just exploring a new area. And we'll see. Because it's been a while since I played some content that I haven't done before. So if this is just a place that we can just walk into and do some content before we get to the door that requires a skeleton key, that is cool. If there's no skeleton key required, then I might end up wandering in further than I initially expected to. But we'll see. Curiosity. It kills a lot more characters than you would expect. So we ended up on the other side of a road. Farm here. Let's just pull some things along. Oof. Yeah, oh, the terraformers.
I can't do that.
They're big, they're scary. And it looks like I'm not standing on ethereal burning ground right now, so that's good. Where am I? I am slowly getting degen though. I don't like them anymore. Wait, it's like one of those blade spirits, but made out of ether. Oh, as long as we stay inside of the fight, our constitution is gonna kick in, and we're just gonna regenerate and leech ourselves back to full life. Got a suspicion standing inside of the spirit, and not a good idea. So something like these ethereal terraformers are potentially one of the worst matches for us in terms of boss fights. Or it's not even a boss, this is more of a rare. Because they don't do anything, and yeah. If they don't do much, then of course we don't really have a lot to work with, and we have to rely on supplying all of the aggression and all of the energy for this fight. Just backing out a little bit to regenerate here, and I'm gonna go back in. In the end, we do manage to murder its first stage. Oh yes, wait, they had a second stage. Which I wonder, because we of course have reflection as part of our toolkit. This might actually help us kill it faster. On the other hand, ow, they hurt. Let's go off to the sides for a little bit, and then we're gonna go back in once we're at full health, like that. Okay, and stop trying to murder me. So those ether mages are,
That skill's not
or
ready.
archmages. Oh, we already noticed it, of course, in the with the ethereal amalgamation in the farm
Skill's
there.
not ready.
In the last episode. That was a boss that was nasty. Okay, I'm gonna say we're actually drank a potion here. I wanna get out of trouble there. And now we're gonna go back in. But the mage hurt more than the actual boss in that fight. But we're definitely now to the point where enemies are hurting again. And, well, of course, on the whole defense versus offense spectrum, we are firmly in the camp of defense. So any other build, of course, would now attack this and just try to murder it way before it has a chance of murdering you. Let's Overguard here just to do with it, and it is gone. Oi!
Skill's not ready.
I thought I was killing the crystal, and now the abomination crawls out of the floor. You are devious. Also, it actually seems to be attacking, which is good, since now we can actually reflect the attacks back at it. But these high health, not terribly high offense enemies, but oh, they summon add-ons, they manage to sustain their attacks. Now they got infrequent high damage spikes,
I can't do that yet.
which occur a bit more often than some other mobs do. It means that over a long sustained fight they still wear you down, even with this build. Unless of course you go even more strongly into regen, into the defensive aspects of the build. I'm only resisting ether at 40%. Hey, also picked up a blue. Empowered Maiden's Hood. This is a nice one. +2 to Spear of Protection, 2 to Conversion, and +1 to all in Arcanist once you get all 3 pieces. Not even recall when we picked this up. Yeah, because we kind of sidestepped this little bit here,
Can't do that yet.
because we went through the building. So now we've done a full clear up until here, and then of course we got these watchers, these wisps. That is so easy to overlook. Okay, one field cleared, ready to move on. So a bit over there, is there a way through, or are we gonna get there via backtracking later on? Looks like this is gonna be via backtracking from up ahead. Got a bit of a feeling of the Act 1 area with the road with the side areas. So it might be that we actually are accidentally walking into the Port of Valbury area itself. As I said before, it wasn't my intention to do it, but... Oh, curiosity is getting the better of me here.
That skill's not ready.
Okay, being beset by wraiths on all sides. Overseer here. There's that crystal thing, maybe take that one out first. Okay, and then we go here again. Another one of those amalgamation things. Terraformers. You know what? It was a long fight and it wasn't particularly rewarding. So we'll just skip the terraformer fight here. I think that might not be a bad idea. Oh, Mage. Let's go mage first and a unique mage. That's gonna be the true danger here. So take out some of the smaller mages. Let's overguard against this. Yeah. I definitely respect the enemies here. Ooh, reflective. Shouldn't be too much of an issue because our personal damage output is not that great, though it has been increasing. It's gonna be a good test to see if reflect is a danger now or not. But of course we reflect way more than we receive. Boom. Headshot. And of course lots and lots of loot. Oh yeah, and we managed to gain a level. Just Demolitionist, +1, soldier. Let's put one into the support skills over there.
That skill's not ready.
Hopefully in the end we'll get some plus skills to round things out a little bit. Gonna ignore the terraformer, then
Can't do that yet.
oh, some of its add-ons we should ignore as well, because they just keep coming back for more. Okay, we're standing at least outside. Oh, gonna say we were standing outside of the range of the crystals, which is a nice place to pick a fight.
I can't do that yet.
Once we whittle down the add-ons and the static spawns, then there's only gonna be the regenerating spawns remaining. That's a good point to just start hunting crystals. Because that of course reduces some of the extra spawns and some of the damage that we're getting. It's a very good stress test of all of our defensive triggers, because every one of them is getting triggered as often as possible. Ether Blaze. You look a little blurry. Also, you're more blaze than ether right now, because there's a lot of fire going on. The thing is, I'm very resistant to fire. Making pretty good money, and we're filling our bags with loot. That of course is a very nice side effect, because we need a lot of iron bits. Last episode, of course, we got the blueprint for a legendary medal, and we had a bit of a look at it, and we need one more ancient heart. But we also need about 170,000 iron bits to craft the medal and all of its required components that we don't have yet. I think we have everything except for the ancient heart and the money. Okay, let's just tear for a bit. Regen per place. Yeah, exactly. Doing an area like this, it should help. So no, one of these very long ether corridors, we're not gonna tempt fate by going through. But we can cross over into an area that is less corrupted by ether. Just keep our war cry up, which in turn keeps our Targo the Builder aura up, which provides us with 100% extra reflection.
That skill's not ready.
And I think that's it. So a box here. Okay, we opened the box. Good. So these things, you can't target them or anything, and there was nothing really there. So I wonder if they're just a fire and forget spell that once unleashed, it's just there, regardless of whether it's source is still there or not. Hey, a manticore. Who knew the ethereals like pets and that they're using manticores for them? Ah, another metal strongbox. Yeah, might as well just charge into this. Get the cluster, now get back, because I think we still had some loot to pick up, one of them being an ether cluster. These are nice because they are defensive, so that gets us to 5 in total. Got it a hotkey under number 6, so in case of trouble we can always pop one of those to drastically reduce all of the incoming damage. Of course, trying not to use it, because we have so many defensive tools. But in case of true trouble, we now have 5 of them, so we can afford to use 1 or 2. Even when it might not strictly be required, but just to play on the safe side.
Not ready.
Okay. Menhir's Will, that's this one. Of course, the upside of having so much health. I mean, 33% of our life, where it triggers, is 3,300 life. That's still a sizable health pool. But it's not something that you really want to push. Okay, so there's still an area here that we've seen but we haven't reached it yet, so I wonder if we're just gonna be turning around, so to say, and have this as a hint of maybe the final fight. I mean, that would be a nice little bit of foreshadowing of seeing the area of where you're gonna go, but not quite being able to reach it just yet. Okay. Just looking to the right hand side over there, I'm pretty happy we didn't push forward on that road there, because it just looks completely ether covered, which is really bad for our health. And instead, we're having a party with all of these lovely zombies here. Boom. Yeah.
Can't do that yet.
You were a fake crystal. You tricked me. Okay, I'm actually gonna say we're gonna push Overguard here. This is a tough bugger. Level 65, now that puts us 4 levels above us. Of course, it has those waves of ether that it's just charging at us every once in a while. Definitely a troublesome opponent. But eventually, we will be the rock against which it crushes itself. Like that. Let's loot the house. Oh, that was a pack. Next to a box. There's more stuff up there as well. Might as well just go in and then just fight our way out again. Also, thing there, and why did that one die? Because we didn't actually do anything against it. That's puzzling. The one downside of this strategy, of course, that I was boxing myself in with no clear path of escape. But well, you have mentioned before a couple times. For this build, we are actually pretty comfy when we are completely surrounded. But that said, I think there we just found a limit. That's a truly terrifying amount of enemies, and there's also there's a unique in there. There's 2 uniques in there. There's this guy and one of those overlord, mind overlord things. So we'll just Just drag this party out a little bit.
That skill's not ready.
Getting attacked by meteors from the sky. Maybe not the best of things. Okay, someone is throwing ethereal clouds at us. Also not very good for your health. There's some level 68s in here. That's 7 levels above us. That's definitely meant as a challenge. Including, of course, this boss. I seem to have lost sight of where the other boss is. Is that guy? In that case,
Skill's not ready.
actually demand my loot. Where did you leave my loot, you zombies? That's the rule. You kill someone with a star over their head, you get an orb of loot. If you don't notice you got the loot, then it didn't truly count as actual loot. So, give me my loot. I'm gonna play football with you. Yes. Okay. See? Hey, we got a Call of the Blind Assassin blueprint. It's an epic helm, part of a 5-piece set. Which seems if there is +1 to Nightblade skills. Level 72. Wow. Also, let's get some extra physique, extra life, extra regen, extra goodness. Like that. Right. Ah, did he ran back in? That's why. Okay. So we get a chance to loot after all. Corruptus. Yes, you just murder yourself. I'll just help you along. And there is the loot. Okay, see, 1 green drop. That's something. This has a passage through that we can explore. And see what was inside of the house. Because of course, a Grimdawn, it hides stuff in the most interesting of places. And you truly are rewarded for just going off of the obvious path. There's a chest to the right. Journeyman's back. Even here, the journeymen are not actually in the best of positions. So I'm just gonna stay away from that cloud because it hurts and we can't do anything against it. Maybe if we get one of those Ghostbusters vacuum cleaners, maybe that will help. Or the strongbox, that's definitely useful. That. And then it gets way too ethereal here for my liking.
I can't do that yet.
Let's backtrack a little bit and see if we can do some stuff on the other side. Okay, so that one just dissipated. We'll just get out of here because we don't want to be fighting inside of there. If we go far enough, we pull them out and then we actually have a chance at fighting them.
Can't do that yet.
So why is there something that just goes around? We can't really do much with it. Because there was a door here that I completely overlooked. Due to the viewing angle. That's so nicely hidden inside, I should say. Oh, this definitely seems like a nice area that you can farm. No, once you open up the entry with the dynamite, it should stay open, like similar areas in the game. And there are a lot of enemies here that you can simply just go after and murder. It's a decent density of elites as well. You know you'll be facing a lot of ether damage, so you can appropriately spec against it. There are a lot of high level enemies here, so it will simply scale along with you. It might actually get easier the higher level you are. So this is a nice place to play. I'm curious if this is truly just the warm-up area, or if this is gonna lead us to a final boss fight and this is truly an open area. I don't know. As I say, I'm going in here completely blind. So we will see. We will discover together.
That skill's not ready.
Okay, this is just decoration. They're not even functional, they're not even shooting at me. That's good, I suppose. Another ornate strongbox. I like those. Here, give me my loot. Oh, there was a cluster here. Okay, so when we started down here, this seemed to be a bit the right side edge. This seems to be the top side edge. Yeah, the idea that it might be just bending off to the left. It seems reasonable. More loot. Can we open up a portal from here, by the way? Oh, we can. Nice. It's different from other rifts in that regard then. Because the Chthonic rifts, you can't open up a portal in there. That's the... Oh, once you go in, you're stuck. That, though it makes them unique, it makes them challenging. If you simply want to go out after having defeated things, it's slightly tedious, but
Can't do that yet.
over the whole, because it is a unique mechanic, it's just interesting. It gives it flavor. But this one is large and gonna hurt a lot. Let's Overguard against it, just to get some more regen. Wow, we're actually out-regenerating the damage there. Now, we'll just step back again. Okay. And I should have kept my blitz for a crystal rather than the zombie that was next to me, but sometimes I just can't help myself. Okay, Overguard and just GTFO. Oh, nice. Come on, give him a crystal, and then I'll just go out again. Is there anything down here that's
That skill's not ready.
worth going here? Okay, so this is where we initially ended up. Oh, looking up. Oh, there's a stump here. So we know from the Act 1, from Isaac's stump. Stumps can contain quite a bunch of loot. These are not the stumps where someone hits their entire stash of worldly possessions. You, get away from me. You, I'm just gonna leave alone, because I don't like your kind. You're way too tanky and just not fun to fight. Burning that, however, we can deal with you. Oh, if we either finish with this guy or we die with this guy, then of course we're gonna do another series. Because I'm having way too much fun with this game and there's just way too much new stuff coming in. But I wonder if how this area, how it handles with a character that's more damage focused, because I don't think we can get more tanky than this, so anything we play will be more damage focused in comparison.
I can't do that yet.
Let's see, +6 levels, they're yellow, and they actually hurt quite a bit. But I wonder, encounters with those big statues, those terraformers, Manticore. Are they going to be significantly easier, for example, if we can kill them in maybe 5 or 10 seconds rather than having to grind against them for 10 minutes? I don't think it was 10 minutes, but it was... The duration of the fight was measured in minutes, and that's just not something that I want to do too often. Okay, Overguard's up, and let's extract again. Oh, come on, give me my crystal. That said, this is a very nice way to obtain a bunch of crystals. Okay, we can go through here. I was really thinking, like, yeah, ether corridor. Let's not do that. Ether corridors are really bad for your health. So more zombies than I was expecting. And this is Port of Valbury proper. So it turns out this might actually be an open dungeon that I just happened to stumble into. That's interesting. We'll see whether it was a wise decision or not in retrospect. Okay, let's overguard here a little bit because damage is mounting up. And there we go again. All fully loaded. And that was that, and we got a little bit of loot from it. What's in the house? We can't get into the house, but I think I saw stuff in there. It's just meant to look pretty. Okay. Okay, so it's a separately named area. Presumably it's actually gonna be pretty proper size as well then. We're currently at 40 minutes into the encounter. Which, no, is already quite a bit longer than I would normally do it. But because we are here on the transition between areas, you know what? We're actually gonna put a cut in here. And we're gonna keep the contents of Port Valbury itself for next episode. So, I hope you enjoyed this walk through the outskirts. And let's hope we survive our encounter in Port Valbury proper. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.